Good evening. My name is Ajuri Ngilali, and you are most welcome to Africa's Future Leaders. The African continent is amongst the most diverse in the world, and this is true even at the regional level, where you find that while diversity poses its fair share of challenges, it offers far more opportunity and value if it is wisely wielded for the mutual progress of all people. This conviction brought together a group of gifted young West African leaders who discussed the possibilities and potentials for regional integration in Accra, Ghana. Excited to reunite, these young West African leaders gather to learn more about effective leadership.
Now, if I had to just sum it all up, I think that the most important thing that any leader in Africa should focus on is building our human capital. Societies advance not on the basis of raw materials, but on the basis of human endeavor. Seek perfection of character. Be faithful. Endeavor. Respect others. Refrain from violent behavior. And I've been repeating these words for over 30 years. Every week, over 30 years. Seek perfection of character. It's interesting, think about the martial arts, it's about combat, self-defense, justice. It's about skill and perfecting a particular skill. And yet nothing in the mantra that we say have anything to do with skill. In fact, the first thing we say talks about seeking perfection of character. Not seeking perfection of skill, but of character. And why is that? And why do we say to seek instead of to find? Why isn't the mantra find perfection of character? Achieve it. Because perfection is impossible. Purity is impossible. And perfection sometimes is even difficult to define. So let me illustrate a few examples of the values that we all think about when we think about good character. Moderation, humility, courage, loyalty, honesty, simplicity, patience, generosity. There are many more, of course. What is perfect humility? Mother Teresa was perfectly humble. What is perfect generosity? As a leader, do you get absolutely humble to the point where you become meek, for example? What about patience? As a leader, should we always be patient? I know that I'm patient about a lot of things, but there's some things that I must be impatient about. And so even defining what perfection is not always easy. And this is why we talk about a search. We are searching for it. We're reaching for it. And we probably will never find it, but by seeking for it, we will achieve excellence. We will transform ourselves, and we will transform the people around us. Be faithful. What does that mean? Well, we could say that means loyalty, dedication to a cause. Loyalty. Do we recognize that the relationship exists between us and others? Do we recognize it? And do we value that relationship? Do we place a value on it? And do we let it guide our work and our life? That's faithfulness. Being loyal to a cause, being loyal to others. Endeavor. Effort. Persistence. Perseverance. When we go to the dojo and we train very hard, at the end of the class is when you really know the spirit of the dojo and the spirit of the people in it. When we're exhausted, when we must reach into something deeper within us to keep going. That is what endeavor is about. And it is also, by the way, about this search for good character. Being steadfast, having courage, pushing yourself, helping others who are struggling, and helping them push themselves. That is how I interpret this word, endeavor. Respect others. Even in a discipline that is about combat, that is about facing an opponent, it is important to respect everyone, to respect those with whom you disagree, to respect your opponent, and of course, to respect yourself. If you don't respect yourself, it's hard to respect others. And finally, refrain from violent behavior. This is very interesting. Most people, when they think about the martial arts, think about the application of violence to a cause. But that's not really what it's about. It's about, at its most profound level, it's about the way we think. It's about our thoughts. To refrain from violent behavior first means to refrain from violent thought. And this is true not just about the martial arts, it's true about everything. That there's a saying that you must be careful about your thoughts because they become your words. You must be careful about your words because they become your actions. You must be careful about your actions because they become your habits. You must be careful about your habits because they become your character. The character of our leaders becomes the character not only of those leaders as individuals, but they become the character of our nations. And the character of our nations determine our destiny. So it's incredibly important as we move forward as young leaders, thinking about the good society we want to create in Africa, that we start with ourselves. And we start not only in thinking about our own personal interests, but we think about the common good, that we begin by thinking not only about our knowledge and our skills, but we focus on our character, that we think not only about the intellectual capabilities in the organizations that we run, but the institutional cultures of the organizations that we run. And some of you will become not only leaders of companies and organizations, but leaders, political leaders of nations. The character of the leader trickles down into a nation.